Hi there. All right, so we left off doing some image coloring stuff. So because that was a little more fun than what we were failing at before. So what we did was grab the dominant color of each thumbnail we have here. And our conclusion was that was kind of cool. It worked. It was pretty straightforward. But let's hide the images. Yes, so you can see the dominant color is often quite grayscale. So Jen and I were like, let's figure out a way to not get a gray image, or sorry, a gray color. So that's what I'm gonna keep working on now. I think I wanna play with that a tiny bit more, maybe check out another library for getting the color palettes, see if there's any differences. Then I probably will do either, might get into this footer thing just so it's done. It's really easy. Maybe the header layout. And then I also added the just getting our other pages up and running with like some basic copy stuff, because I feel like we're at a point where we can get like, the core in there. All right now is have an empty about page and these author pages with links. So yeah, that's the plan. Oh, also Michelle's here, I think. So Michelle, want to say hi or not?
Hello.
Perfect. Well executed. Hello. Yeah, does that sound good to you? Do you have any thoughts on all this?
That sounds great. I'm excited to see what you're doing with the color stuff.
Okay, well, let's jump into it then. So what we were doing with the color was using Color Thief. Also, I really wish I had some prettier ESLine stuff going on, because I have a mismatch of quote types, which is really bothering me. Oh yeah, so we're using Color Thief, which is pretty straightforward. I basically just looped through all the images in the smallest, the 640 thumbnail folder, and it runs this get color function, which this is the Color Thief. This is all it does is you say get color, give it a path, give it a quality, which I think has to do with sampling. And then it returns the dominant color. And all we did was output that as the RGB string and a slug. And so if we look at our thumbnail colors file, it's just slug of the story and then RGB string. So that's what we got going on here. We left off, we want to try the get palette function, which is conveniently already one of the demo things. So first thing we can do is just switch over to get palette. Actually, let me. Assuming this is the quantity of the palette, so const palette count. I guess we'll go with 5. That's the default they use. Path, palette count. And then the difference here, right, is there's going to be multiple. So before we just resolved it. So I guess this is, we'll want to stringify it here. And then eject. Sorry. Okay. Back to, sorry, I was looking at Slack. That's always my answer. What was I doing? Oh yeah, palette. So we get, I'm assuming that's just going to be array. Let's just actually pause, log it out, only look at one file here, and just not even do anything. Skip path. I'm assuming it's going to be array of arrays, but we'll find out. I should just keep that running and npm run color. It is. Look at that array of arrays. So we can just go ahead and actually, this is where the grayscaling thing is coming to place. I wanted to filter out anything that was probably grayscale. So to do this, we're going to loop through. So actually, let's just make a function. Let's chain them. So dot then filter grays or remove grays. Remove gray. Const remove gray. We'll take a palette. Let's use the terminology. And it will say palette dot filter color. And we can be better, maybe deconstruct it. RGB. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is look at kind of how close they are all together. So I don't know, I guess the easiest way is just taking an average. And if that average is under a certain threshold, no, average won't be good. That's really stupid.
Or if because it's more gray if they're more similar to each other,
similar.
right?
Yeah, so yeah, I guess we could look at what's the...
Could look at the difference from the average, I guess, for each of them. I don't know if that's perfect, but...
Let's see. Or we could just compare each to each other, I suppose.
Yeah, instead of threshold for like the distance.
Exactly. Let's see. Threshold. Let's go with like a threshold of 10, this made up number right now. And so let's say, let's see, just, I mean, there's only 3, so we can simply just do D 0. I mean, we could make a function, but I feel like this will be easy enough because we're only going to do 3 comparisons, right? And G minus B. That will.
Yep, and then add them up. Or like, yeah.
Yeah. Should we do the cumulative? Then I think we could do the, yeah, let's see. Should we do the, I think we can look at, we can either look at the max, because let's say, like if we have 150, 150, 155. Let's just compute it and see what it looks like. So average would just be right. D0 plus D1 plus D2. Constant average sum divided by 3. And then, well, that's the sum of the differences. I guess we could just look at the sum. Is there really any reason to average? Like,
yeah, I think just the total distance.
Yeah,
is fine.
Let's just do that, and then we'll say.
And then we can just play with threshold until it looks good.
Yeah, I think you're right. Return dist is less than or greater than threshold. So it's only true if, so that's gonna be, so let's go with something more like, I don't know, 50, 30. It's so random. Okay, palette finder, and then we just return that. So that removes the grays. And then we want to convert to, or say RGB to string. Palette.
One thing for your remove gray. You might want to do like absolute value for the differences, or because they might turn out negative. Because you really just want the
1000%
distance.
correct.
Yeah. Nice.
Oops. Great call. Turn palette dot map. Just the thing we had before. This can just be a one-liner. All right, and then we resolve. All right, I like it. Oh wait, now this would be colors. If we want to, we could also just include return one, but whatever. We'll see what this looks like right now. I think it's gonna look great. That makes sense because all of those are gray. That one's really close. We only got one color. What happens if it's all grayscale? I don't think that is possible, I suppose. So maybe we actually, let's bump up our number of colors to like 10. Got a couple new ones this time. That's also not what I wanted this to look like. It's RGB. Lovely. Okay. Great. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and run that on all of them. I suppose we need some fallback in case. You know what? If there's none, that's fine. I think we'll handle that on the front end, maybe. Future tension. All right. So we've got colors, and maybe also just like reduce it to 3. So const max colors. Or should I reduce it? Decide to make these all little functions. Okay. Let it ride. It's going to break our front end because we're going to be changing up a property. And I didn't comment at everything else. Try this again. Sweet. Let's see if the file looks okay. Does. Let's just do a quick skim to see. Everything seems to have at least 3 colors.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, that one had 2. That one had 2. Looks mostly good. We can figure out the rest in code. So in here, to do a lookup, we return colors. Oh, I already had the fallback. So returning that, and then I guess right for now, let's just return actually the 0th value. Ooh, look at that. We have color.
Yes.
That looks very
Couple white ones.
White and gray, which I'm curious what those are. So let's actually go ahead and.
Well, the white ones are your fallback, right? So maybe just.
Truth. Well, yeah. So I just wanted to put in this so we can see what the actual values are, because you're right. That will tell us. Except Yep, so totally a fallback. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, okay, I'm not doing myself any favors here. Let's also just put the slug. All right, let's start with this one. Well, that could explain it. There doesn't appear to be that slug, which means that
Oh.
image is missing, is my guess. Curious. Let's go to the images.
There's also one that's oh, this may be later. Punk is like
I saw
undefined.
that. Yeah. Thumbnails. What was the one I said? Vocabulary. It was 2017 02. Yeah, we don't have an image for that. Well, that's good.
Good to know.
So that's a start. So I'm wondering if let's look at everything with 255, jukebox, vocabulary. Those are the only two. Jukebox was 21, 2102. Not in there either. And then what's your undefined one? 2017-03 punk. So this one is in there, but my guess is, oh, look at that. We do have an actual grayscale image. So
it didn't find any colors.
Oh, it had an array. It was just an empty array. So my check was just bad. So it was match.length. I guess really match and match.colors.
Yeah.
Okay. But as in, so those three are problematic. Everything else has a color, which is pretty sweet. I do not recognize that color, so that's interesting. Let's bring back the images so we can see them in context. Oh, it is kind of in there. I didn't realize that. Okay, so remember from last time, this one was actually picking up like this really light off pink, and I was picking up a more prominent red, which is cool. Not sure where that one's coming from. There must be a purple dot in there. We have a lot of red.
When it returns the palette, is it in any order?
Fantastic question. I didn't see anything in the documentation about that. So, however, that brings me, that's maybe a great segue. Well, first, that is a good question. Possible segue. It looks like it is trying to pick out the more dominant ones.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I guess I just wonder in the Hamilton one, but I guess everything else was black. So the small dots were probably the most.
Yeah, and that could, true. And we just can't see the purple very well because, why is that? Oh, whatever, can't zoom the image. Yeah, I bet there's about equal amounts, plus it does sampling. So that's what this quality thing was. Which I removed. Interesting. I wonder if I can bring that back. Because quality is like how much the sampling is. So like 2 is every other pixel, I think, basically. So it could be skipping some in here. But otherwise, yeah, it's definitely looking. Oh, interesting. That's kind of grayish to me, right? Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that one's like right under the threshold.
Ooh, nice. Let's bump up the threshold.
Bump it.
But we can also, let's look at the other things it renders. So bump it up a little bit. How much? What are you thinking?
Maybe 50 or 40. I don't know. I think that one was 40 something.
So bump the threshold, and then we can also render the other colors to get a sense. Oh, yeah, that one just improved. That one's still purple. And it looks to be.
Yeah, the rest are, I don't think got affected.
No, so it must be returning. It's not doing it. It must be sampling it like consistently at the same time every time, rather than just like random sampling, which is nice. This is definitely looking good. I think let's bring in, that one's still a little gray.
Ooh.
Let's go with 60 because then it'll be like an even 20. I wonder if that would still come through.
One hit wonders. And then yeah, the one above it was also a little gray.
Oops, one hit wonders. This one?
Or no, go a little bit more up. Maybe I'm, no, that one's fine. I don't know. I thought I saw another one.
Grayish, it's grayish.
Yeah.
One. Still gray. Interesting. Well, let's see what the other colors are. Because we could also, right, just like sort them by the most vibrant.
Nice, yeah.
So let's actually go here and just switch this to 1. We could just render them all at once, but that's not great either for that one. Oh, there's gonna be errors, right? Oh, no, it just took some time. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, I like the sorting.
So I bet if we, let's just go back and do it. Actually, you know what? Let's maybe render all of them so we can get a sense of what the palettes really look like. So let's just return all. Otherwise, return an array. Okay, so that's going to return an array of colors, which means I'm just going to make like a little palette thingy. Oops, sorry, my shortcuts. Each lookup color. Anymore. Slug as and we'll just make a little div. The class palette. Let's make this simpler for myself. Style. Background. There. Oh, syntax error somewhere. Each color slug as RGB. Oh. Okay, now let's just say palette display flex palette P height. Nothing is there. It's something terrible. Oh, they don't have widths. Now look at our tiny little palettes.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's have a scroll through. Interesting. Those are all green. Oh, I guess there's a variation of greens in there. That totally makes sense. Let's go back and not reduce to 3. Max color is 5. Well, that one's getting stuck with the green with this library. That looks good. That's still a little grayish back there.
This is still, it's still filtering by our gray thing. It's just starting at 5.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, these look really good from like a color set. Interesting. This didn't pick up the yellows. Okay, let's maybe try sorting this array by by, I don't know, what are we sorting by here? Oh, we went to see, yeah,
distance
the
between their
distance,
things.
yeah. Let's do that on this end, data end. So use colors, sort colors, sort by vibrance. So are they strings? We're gonna have to do it before the strings. Sort by vibrance. Maybe we should reduce. Oh no, we don't want to reduce until we sorted them. So palette.
Should we have like a function for finding the like total distance or whatever? Because then that could be used by this and your remove gray.
I love it. Const get RGB or get color dist.
I guess you could call it get vibrance because that's what it is, I guess. But not really. Yeah, that's
well, true. I don't know what the term vibrance actually refers to. We're probably using that wrong.
It correlates with what we're finding, which is that distance. So
good enough.
Either
Any
way.
color people, don't ignore this. So it expects an RGB, and it will return that, right? It's all those things.
Yeah, return the dist, I guess.
Also, did we miss one? I just want to make sure. Compare the
No.
first two, compare the second two.
RNG,
The first
RNB.
and last. Yep. Okay. I mean, I guess this is technical. This is the, what is this actually? This is just the differences.
It's like the total difference. I don't know what you would call it.
Get
maybe like just distance.
Color dist. We're going with get color dist.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
So then in here it's dist equals get color dist. I can just pass the, don't need to deconstruct here. And then we can reuse it. Like, so I'm mapping over this just to make a copy for sorting purposes, because sort is in place. So copy dot sort A, comma B. Const DA get color dist A. B return DA minus DB, and then return copy. Okay. All right, let's just run it.
Sounds good.
Error. No error. Did it sort things? Oh, that definitely looks sorted compared to last time. Kind of. I don't know. I should have remembered what it looked like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's,
doesn't really
this
look
one's different. That one's different because here,
okay.
let's just return palette. And let's watch the output this time. This one definitely switched. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it did something. Did it do the thing we were actually hoping it was going to do? I'm not sure.
I guess, yeah, does having bigger distance between things make you the most vibrant? Like, I think it's maybe not.
Might be opposite. It's looking almost like opposite
Yeah.
is.
I agree. Like
I should
the
just put
first
my
one looks the
sorting.
grayest.
Oh, I was sorting ascending. That's why.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, these are all very similar tones, I suppose. So this one is, yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that looks like the first one is furthest from gray,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. And this one, these are all kind of the same color. So make this one's
It's not necessarily like
pops
the
the
most, it's,
most.
yeah, it's not necessarily the pop, it's more furthest from gray,
Furthest from gray, we think.
I guess. Well, that's what we're,
I mean, I feel like just looking at the first ones, I feel like they would work. And like that's definitely,
yeah, I agree.
it's not horrible. I mean, I don't hate
I think
it.
it's good. It's definitely
This
putting
one's,
the,
I don't love this one, but otherwise, that one too.
yeah, or I feel like some of the blues, like if they're kind of grayish,
Mm.
they get tossed to the bottom.
Oh, interesting. Sleeper pick with the orange. So now there's, okay, now there's like this question of dominance versus vibrance. We could rank both and see which one has like the highest ranking. So like in this case, this one is like, would be, I think, second. This one came in like third and second, and this one probably came in like first and sixth. Does that make sense
Oh,
or no?
in ranking both by grayness and then by prevalence.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that their ordering is based on what it thinks is more frequently appearing. So like if we go back to our original, my guess is that's what was happening. So it's like, look at this one. It should be green and purple as the top two. Oh, I lied. There's no reason orange should be more than purple here. So who knows what's going on to the head. Does this mean we should try another palette? So I feel like we got to a good place. We've made a lot of, I think we have something we can totally work with. I think we try Vibrant, Node Vibrant, this package. What do you say?
Do it.
Okay. PM. Add, where is it? Vibrant. Okay.
So this is just doing a similar palette thing.
Yeah, so this one, where's the demo of this one? It used to be, I used to see this as a, no. I've seen this one online before, I think, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, well. Anyways, yes, this one creates a color palette. Let's just do it and see what there is. I looked through the skin through this and it had some good looking stuff. So yeah, let's give it a whirl. I didn't answer your question. I have no idea what it actually does. It creates a color palette. That's all I know. Okay, so I'm going to keep a lowercase because that's what I did with Color Thief. Color Thief. Okay, so in here, this was our old version. Let's look at how we use it. There's a few: builder, constructor, promise. Let's go with this one. So it takes a path. We've got that. Returns a color palette. put in a catch. Checked. And let's go ahead and just again sample the first one. Not worry about any of this. Okay, so all it's going to do is try to get the palette and log the palette out. Nothing else is happening. Let's make this a little bigger. Oh.
Ooh.
Ah.
Light vibrant and dark vibrant.
Oh, interesting. So this is actually creating,
And muted.
or at least
Interesting.
we understand what they're going for here, right? They're coming up with, ooh, cool, vibrant, dark, and light. Super helpful. Population. I wonder if that's like, that must be how, like, how much it appeared. Like this one, it seems, so making it big was our really grayscale image, right? And this is a gray and it has a high population. I'm going to go ahead and guess that's what's going on here. It's like how big the sample was. So let's check this out. So we obviously we don't care about the muted ones. So let's see if we can just access vibrant, dark vibrant, and light vibrant.
This is cool. Now I'm
Also,
reading about, there's a thing like HSL on there.
Mm-hmm.
Means
oh yeah,
like
hue, saturation, lightness.
Yeah, hue, saturation, luminosity, or something. That's what I'm seeing here. But this is cool. They're actually accounting for the things that we were trying to make up.
True. Plus, we could even grab this and just bump up, because you can do HSL or convert to RGB, and we could just bump up the S and have something that's more saturated. Okay, well, let's take a look at these. So let's see. So we've got our palette. What we're going to do with these, we want to, right now, let's just get the RGB of vibrant, dark vibrant, and light vibrant. So get, I'm just going to call it get vibrance. Let's get vibrance palette. So it was palette dot vibrant. And let's just grab the RGB for now. And just, since this is the format we already have. Oh my God, sorry. Get vibrance, and let's just console log it out here now. See how we did. Terribly, we did terribly, because dot then resolve. Yes. Oh, nice. Interesting. We put the decimals on there. Let's go ahead and round those. Actually, we have to map over. So const round. Let's just RGB map. Lovely. So now we can just throw those back, because that's kind of the same format we had. We can just take a look and see what they look like. And oh, also I remember peeking at the options here. I saw quality, yes. So we can bring that back. They default to 5. Actually, that's fine. Let's just go with the default. Seems to be pretty speedy as well. Let's bring back. Oh. What changed? Let's look at our thumbnail colors, what it generated. Oh, did I forget I didn't do a lot of the things. We didn't RGB to string. And should we reduce gray now? Let's just see what they throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, color bouts.
Nice.
Very interesting. Already different, right? It's
Yeah,
going
no
with
green.
the pink here. That one looks very accurate. That looks accurate. That looks, oh, so vibrant. So the first one is like, this is like its suggested vibrant color for that palette.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
So far, these look true and very red.
Yeah, there's always a lot of red, which
we had a very red streak early on, I think. So actually, let's go more, jump to the recent ones and work backwards.
ooh,
surprising omission.
Yeah.
That looks accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's not a fan of the yellows. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Nice. This looks good. And we're not even filtering for gray. But I don't really
Correct.
see any gray.
However, I don't think that would be a factor because I imagine that would have been like, I assume that's like muted, right? Because
yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Nailed that one. I'd say overall, this one's a little better. I think it's clearer too, what's maybe going on.
Yeah, I like this. And you don't have to worry about sorting and filtering as much.
True. Very, very true.
And like losing, like not having enough colors and everything. Like they always give you a
yes, you know you're getting a color
option.
here. Like this one's interesting. I mean, this is, I suppose, where we could be like, oh, we want to pick the one that's actually lighter. We could do a little mathing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this as a starting point.
Ooh, this is our first. That's
it's all gray.
I wonder if, so now I'll do one more test and leave it on this one. Let's look at the quality. Let's see if we crank that down, if it will pick up more nuance. The quality. Where do I put it? After the .from. Okay. Let's see if it picks up. I think that's like a reddish situation. Oh, yes. Look at that.
Nice.
That's better.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah.
Sampling even more. I mean, that's not surprising. It picks up on, except for this. This is, oh, is that interesting? Orange is in that shadow of this one.
Mm.
I mean, color is not an exact science, unless let's really just like do a 1-to-1 sampling here. Honestly, not that slow still, which is the one I wanted to look at. No, still orange. Anyways, okay, I'm feeling good about this library. What do you think?
I think this is great. I think this is the direction to take. And maybe I don't know, can we try looking at, like, we could just do the first one, but maybe we want to do some sorting or picking.
Well, this is
whatever.
actually really interesting because like it's probably good to return all three because again, I don't know what Jan's design plan is, but like how she uses them, she might want it like the really light color because then if she's like, oh, I want to
Yeah.
put a dark text over the top or something, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is great that they separate it like that.
This is the first bad one I've seen. This green seems out of
Ooh.
nowhere, but that's a dark one. And I don't honestly see us picking a dark vibrant. I feel like it would be like the first or last, but also we can do like manual exceptions too. Yay. Okay. I'm feeling good about where that ended. I'm gonna tentatively, and also this one's like, sorry, I forgot, we can choose to use the HSL if we want. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and remove color thief from this commit. Oh, did we also get the choice? I don't know what this color count actually means. Maybe it like composes a palette of 64 and then figures something out. I'm not really sure. We'll stick with the default. Okay. Let us, you know what, I'm gonna keep these functions for now, just so they're in a commit. And then we'll eventually delete them because we're not using any of that stuff anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And say gag use node vibrant for color section. All right, feeling good about that. I'm gonna squeeze in one more thing here. So actually, also, we might not even know it. We'll come back to that at some point. I think that's mostly just like our polished to inbox mode. We might want to like include the vibrant dark light values as well. All right, I'm gonna just crank it while we're doing like these data E tasks. I'm just gonna close this one, which is the footer data. So this one's really straightforward. I say that and then it won't be. Basically, we already know what we want it to look like. We just need to, sorry, what am I looking for? Looking for the static folder. So eventually, this is what we want to build it to, because that's what our current site has for like loading footer data. It looks at this assets data stories file. So we just need to generate a file that has, that's reverse cron, and it has the properties image, head, URL, topic. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go back to our task folder. And what am I going to call this? Stories.json. No, footer. Stories was a bad name. All right, let me just bring in some, what are we even going to do? We just, all right, so all we're going to do is load in data file stories.csv, or maybe even stories.js, because that already has it cleaned up. Do I even care if it's clean? I already forgot what the output looks like. No, honestly, it doesn't need to even be the clean version. So const stories equals fs file sync / source /data stories.json. UTF-8 JSON.parse. Okay. And as always, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So quick test, add it to the package folder. I forgot to call the footer. Oops. Path is source data. That didn't exist. Was it a CSV? My crazy. Oh, it's a CSV. Nice. Actually, I wonder what happens if I just no. And let's do a CSV parsing. Do I need all D3? Do we have just CSV? I guess we're using, oh, but that is only import. Oh, amazing. That's gonna be fun. I wonder if I can just install CSV D3 DSV to parse it. Sorry, PM. Did I say CSV? Right, but we don't want 3.0 because that's going to be just import. And we're using require, so D3DSV. Let's look at the last version. Where's the history? Credits 2.0. Let's use that. And all right, hopefully that's a usable version. Could also use something that's not D3. All right, round 2. What? All right, really all about the typos today. Sweet. Okay. So we've got data in. Very simply, you just need to stories.map output equals stories.map. And that's again our format was image URL head topic. Image is d dot URL dot replace URL is just as is, head is as is, and topic. Yeah, topic. That's not too bad. FS that. Right, file sync. Output, sorry, slash. It's going in static assets data stories.json. JSON. Const JSON equals JSON.stringify output. And I think I mentioned I want to sort output.sort. Luckily, sorting, oh, we want to sort by date. So we're going to do that. So I guess, let me actually do it here. Stories.sort. Actually, there's a couple things I have to do. I lied. So first we got to sort, which is sorting by that date, which is not in the right format. So we need to say, or maybe it's a new date, date. I think that should do the trick. So we sort it. And then we also want to filter because we have actually here we go, we have a Boolean here. So let's see, stories dot filter d dot footer, because it's in string form. So only things that we want in the footer, map over them. They're already sorted, theory, reverse cron. And see what happens. Blazing. I don't know if that changed. It says it changed, so I think we're good. Let's just actually make some tweak to it. Possible 0. Yep. Okay. Looks like the URL is correct. Image looks right. And I'm assuming I don't even know what we don't put in the footer, but I'm fairly certain that worked as well. All right. So that wraps it for this session. Michelle, any closing thoughts or questions?
That was exciting. I feel like I learned some things about colors.
Exciting. Nice. I'll take exciting.
Yeah, I had fun.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And until next time.